I'm with Tony Laston, and we're in, well, it's an old store that's been taken over some time ago. Zero, it's called, the shop front, and it's buzzing with people. You can probably hear in the background. Lots going on, lots of different stalls, but essentially it's called Seedy Saturday, which has got different connotations, but this is about the environment mainly, recycling and all sorts of things. So just tell us a little bit, short history of this place here, and a little part of the history of what's going on at the moment.
Okay, so the overarching group running this is called Them Together, and and we're an organisation that tries to bring together small groups of people who've all been working separately, bringing them together to work together to achieve our aims. This place here is our building. It used to be a shop. It's now a community environment centre, and from this we can put on events, and from this we can reach out to do campaign work or whatever kind of community work we need to do.
It's a big space. Do you pay rent for it?
A very big space. The rent system is really very complicated, so I don't want to go into that. It would take me half an hour. But no, we don't actually pay much for this.
Right.
It's a kind of charitable organisation, but we have been very inventive in the ways it's funded. It does mean, of course, that there's a lot of things we can't do. We can't sell, we can't charge people rent for space or anything like that. So
are there lots of people selling here though? Lots of different
there
stores?
Are, but this is an event. This is a special
Only for
event.
the right, okay. So normally this would be full of people offering their services for free or something for free.
For free. So there's a repair cafe, there's a library of things where you can come and borrow tools or equipment that you don't have at home. There are lots of things here, and we have special events such as film nights, this event. We had a women's day meeting here last week. We have lots.
I see there's a cafe at the back there, pop-up cafe.
No, there's no.
Like a serving food then, a little bit.
We are serving food here today,
but not
we
normally.
don't normally do food.
Okay.
No, because we can't sell.
Okay.
We can't sell.
It's
a community environment centre dedicated to improving things within our environment.
There's a lot of people here today. I mean, it's quite a diverse group of people here as well.
It is.
And there's an awful lot on offer. I mean, the kind of things I guess people can come and I know I saw a little girl making a seed ball for her garden. Woodland Trustee here. You can borrow tools down there.
Yes.
Do you have to sign anything? Do you have to become a member of this to do that?
You can become a member, but most of the people who come here today are not members.
Right.
This is open 6 days a week to the public. You don't have to become any kind of member, but you can if you want to.
Yeah.
That's other things. If you want to join us in our campaigning for a better future, then that's when you become a member.
So where did the idea come from? Was it just something you thought up and it grew and grew? Or?
Certainly I didn't think come up with these ideas. There's a small group of people who came together from various backgrounds who wanted to do something like this. We found that we were trying to do things separately and ineffectively. We wanted to work together to make something happen.
Do you see this as sitting well with government policy? There's a lot of controversy about climate change denials, woke community, tree huggers. There's a lot of anti almost to the way some of this is ineffective, sort of forced on people, for want of a better word. But do you think this sits well with that? Are people receptive that would normally come into someone like this, wouldn't normally think about the environment, just sort of curious about how they can individually contribute? I guess that's what it's about in the main here. People doing something for themselves.
Absolutely it is. And we are not forcing anybody to do anything. We're not even always trying to persuade
It's not politicised in any way.
We are absolutely not any kind of political organisation, and that's very important for us. We would collapse if we took a viewpoint that was in any way political, because that would put the other three quarters straight against us.
But
we think the issues we're trying to understand and deal with outside of politics, really. They're much bigger than politics, certainly bigger than party politics.
Have you had any interest or from politicians or local government, even local authority? Are they supportive of what you're doing? Are they interested in what you're doing?
We work...
Because they're the money people as well. I know maybe you don't need the money so much, but they're the gatekeepers.
They are, indeed. And we couldn't have this place without the town council working with us.
Right.
But it's a very productive relationship.
Yeah.
We are not in their pockets, and they're not in our pockets.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do everything they say, nor the other way around, definitely. But there are projects, when our views are aligned in the same direction, we can work together.
And do you see somewhere like Carmarthen still very much in need of greening up? Because you look around, it's concreted. The trees seem to have been cut down a bit around the towns. I know Ian Nairn was a fantastic architect who used to go around Britain and say how terrible things were, towns and so on. Not enough green spaces, not enough joined up areas, too much concrete, too much tarmac, too many buildings.
Well, I certainly think that there's room for more green.
Yeah.
We have the concrete and all the rest of it that we've got. We're not going to be pulling those down anytime soon, but we have quite an active growing group, and they are setting up new green areas within the town. You will see those happening over the next year, because it's been a year in the planning. This will be the year when things start to actually happen.
This might be some places where you can sort of be wandering around and say, oh, look at that, there's a few herbs. I can maybe sample it, or a fruit tree, because we know so many, the older generation were orchards, planting, gardening, there was this self-sufficiency and not so much of a heavy reliance on the supermarket and mass-produced. Do you see a future for that, where maybe you can identify? I remember being in London, and there was a guerrilla organisation that identified abandoned orchards, and they would go there and harvest them and distribute them in the community.
I absolutely see a place for that kind of thing, and that is what the growing groups are already just starting to do. You'll see projects near Greyfriars. There were a couple of trees cut down there. We will be involved in replanting those beds that the trees were cut down in, and some nearby as well. There's a community orchard that's been put up on the top of Picton Hill, near the Picton Monument.
Yeah.
That's gone up. Now, we didn't do it, but we were working with the group that did. So these things are starting to happen. I definitely hope there's a future for them.
But many thanks for speaking to us today. Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure.